Hey guys, the goddess you love. You know what I'm saying? It's sundress season, so you know what I'm saying? Why do I look so great? Oh, find a rock. Find a rock. Have y'all missed me? I missed you too. Y'all, life has been whooping me. So, that's kind of why y'all haven't heard from me. And ultimately, this time has been very difficult for me, right? It's been difficult for the whole family. It's been difficult for everyone involved. Like I don't know what I thought, but it's certainly been a test of wills, a test of faith, a test of strength. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's just maybe I should cross the other way. Yeah. So it's just been a test. Ultimately, throughout this process, I have realized I don't have the answers, right? I don't have the fucking answers. I don't know the plan. Life is life. It's full of changes. It's full of ups and downs. It's full of good days, bad days. I don't give a fuck days, fuck everything days. You know what I'm saying? Days full of love, days full of hate, days full of sadness, days full of overjoyed. Like life is a mixture of everything, good and bad. It's about the balance. It's about how you balance it. So, in a time where I had felt so unbalanced and like I didn't understand, I didn't know, I have found myself praying more than I ever have prayed in my whole life. And that's weird for me. Not because I don't have a connection with God and don't have that relationship. I very much do. God has saved my life numerous times, has blessed me tremendously. If you look at my children, you know what I'm saying? All of the children that I've had a opportunity to know, to love, to, you know what I'm saying, bring it to my home. That's a blessing. All the people that I've had the opportunity to encounter every day that I breathed life when I could have been dead. Like, I know I have been blessed. My love, even though this bad thing has happened, I met the love of my life. I met my soulmate. I met my person. And even if somewhere along the way things got messy or ugly or dirty or lost, it doesn't matter because I still feel blessed that I met that person. I spent time with that person. I love that person. I know that person loved me. So I still feel like it was a blessing, even in the hurt. Because truthfully, I don't think couples make it to 30, 40, 50, 60 years and they haven't done something they wish they could take back or haven't hurt each other. That's kind of the process, taking on someone who's different from you, has different views from you, different emotions from you, different perspective. Y'all might let each other down. You might disappoint each other. You might hurt each other. And that's just a risk that you take when you take the risk of love. But I'm grateful that in the risk, I've had some of the best moments of my life. I've gotten to witness so much growth in the children that we love, in our families, so much great memories, core memories. So I'm still blessed and grateful. But I have been praying so much, praying for patience, praying for understanding, praying for courage, praying for wisdom, praying for strength, praying for healing, praying for growth, praying for healing that can bring us together, praying for sight, praying for family, praying for this man that no matter what is still this man that I love and I hope to see good things for, and that I hope ultimately, truthfully, selfishly, whatever you want to call it, dumbly, I still don't not see my person. I see my person when I look at him, when I speak to him, when I think of him. I still see the man that I'm supposed to spend my life with. So I pray for him. I pray for his mental. I pray that he's sleeping. I pray that he's eating well. I pray that he can find patience and understanding and strength and courage, and healing. I pray for forgiveness, and not just for this bad thing, for my own bad, that like I didn't respond the way I wanted to all the time, for all the mistakes that I made before this, during this, for any like more mistakes I'm bound to make. Like, I have been praying for forgiveness, for acceptance, and not just acceptance of the situation, acceptance of like life has now changed, but it doesn't mean that it can't still be something beautiful and great. Life is different and it looks different now, but it doesn't mean that it can't be everything it was supposed to be plus so much more. Like, I pray for my marriage. And ultimately, when I say the prayers for myself, I pray that God helps me feel whole, helps me be a better woman, be a better wife, be a better mother, be a better example, be a better supporter, to be more forgiving, to process and think more before I speak, praying for inner peace so that I can give outer peace. In even a chaotic time, I have been praying for God to show me the path that's meant for me. I have been praying for God to heal me, but not just from this hurt, from any hurt that I carried into this marriage, into this relationship, to heal me from my own shortcomings so that I can understand that even when I'm not living to my full potential, even when I'm not doing everything that I'm capable of, I'm still good enough. I'm still worth loving. I'm still valuable. And I can be better tomorrow. I can wake up and push through and accomplish something that I never thought possible. I have been praying for God to help me reach my goals, so that I can be a better example and mother and wife and partner, and be more of a whole individual. Because I think, yes, in a marriage, two people become one, but you have to be solid in who you are, and they need to be solid in who they are, so that you guys can give each other the best versions of yourself, or at least a version that's willing to grow and be better together. So if it's somewhere along the way I got stuck and I got stagnant and I lost sight of my own growth, I'm asking God, I'm praying for God to help me continue to grow, help me to continue to walk in my purpose and in my path, to help me let go of things that maybe I thought I did let go of, but I haven't. I have been praying so much for love, for my own self-love, for children love, for family love, for love of my husband. I have been praying because I do believe that love is the most powerful. I do believe it can heal anything. And since maybe I don't have enough, right? God is love. So maybe I need God's love. And maybe I need God's strength and patience and understanding and courage so that I can overcome this situation and be the woman that I want to be, that I need to be, that's necessary for now and for the future. I don't think that it's me. I think that I will make it through this, that our children will make it through this, that my husband will make it through this, that we, the Benders, could make it through this only if we tap into the thing that is bigger than us, God, the thing that we made the vow to between each other and God, and lean on that covenant and that knowing that when you don't have the strength to fight, when you don't have the strength to understand, when you don't see the vision, when you don't see the way forward, but God does have a plan, God does have a purpose, and even if it's an ugly part of your story, maybe it's part of your story. So lean on God. And I'm not even the most religious person. If you know me in my real life, like, I'm not that way. I'm not some holy roller. I don't think I'm something that I'm not. I very much am okay with who I am. But knowing that I have felt so empty and so broken and so beaten, all those prayers, have helped me to get up, have helped me to function, have helped me to try to put one foot in front of the other, to do the things that need to be done, to start working on the problems, to start trying to see the way forward and the path and how this looks and how we can be better and how we can overcome and how to continue to be a mom, how to continue to be a wife, how to continue to be a solid individual, a whole individual. Like, the prayers have got me up out the fucking bed, have stopped me from crying every fucking day. Like, the prayers, when I didn't have it, and leaning on God and that connection with God really have been my saving grace. And I just wanted to take the time to, like, say to people who do come, who do listen to me, like, when you think you are too lost, when you think you are too far gone, when you think there is no way back, when you think this fucking impossible, when you think, well, there's no way I can, well, maybe you're right, maybe you can't, but maybe with God, with those prayers, with believing, because the thing I noticed about praying is that once I pray and I let it off my chest, then all of a sudden I don't feel so heavy, and I feel like, okay, maybe I can do this. Okay, maybe I can figure it out. Maybe I can get this done. It's not too impossible, because all of a sudden I'm not carrying that weight and that burden. I spoke to God about it. I believe that God will help me and see me through in whatever way is the plan, in whatever way is the vision that's bigger than me. And then I'm able to just start moving in my personal. They say God helps those who help themselves. So I pray, and then I take a step, and I notice that God is showing me this next step to take, and helping me to not be so anxious, and helping me to be more patient and more understanding. Because even though in the sadness and the grief and the depression, I want to have all the answers, and, you know what I'm saying, fix everything right now, and I want it to go this way, but that's not life. That's not reality. The answers come with time. Sometimes there might not be an answer. Some things, some healing, some growth will only come over time. I have to allow things to play out. I have to play my role. I have to be accepting and open to the differences, to the changes, to the new way forward. I have to be a bigger, better, stronger woman to lead my children, all of them, so that they can see the example of love and compassion and forgiveness through me, through the healing, so that they can heal, so that we can be a family, so that they don't, so that they can't lose sight in their anger or their frustration of their father and his impact and his importance, and hopefully, ultimately, family reunification, right? Because I do believe that we made something special. I don't think it's something that you should just give up on. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's the right answer all the time. Most of the time I am lost. Most of the time I am just sad about this being my life or a part of my life. But I still see this as valuable, as worthy, as worthwhile, as the thing that is supposed to continue forward. I haven't once looked at this person and didn't think I'm supposed to still figure it out with them. And even if we're angry, even if we're sad, even if we're upset, even if we're pressed, even if we're frustrated, like, to figure out how to communicate better, to love each other correctly, to forgive each other, to heal, to grow, to be better, to move forward together. I still haven't not seen it from that perspective. And I don't think God would keep allowing me to see it in that way if he didn't intend for that. And maybe I need to be the best version of a woman that I've ever been in my whole life to achieve that. So I throw myself at the mercy of God, and I pray and I ask him to lead me, to show me, to guide me, to help me, to build me up in a way that is not me, that it is God moving through me, through my family, through all of our children, through my husband. I need God to step in because I have felt so empty and broken and lost. And these prayers, even though they haven't, fixed things overnight or always giving me the solution that I wanted or what. But I can see that they're helping. I can see that they're working. I can see that God is showing me and leading me. And I'm grateful. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to keep praying. And I know, having that faith that God will see me through, will keep his hands around my family, will keep his hands around my husband. I know this union was made with God. I know my children, all of them, every single child is a gift from God. All of our children, not just my children, all of our children are a gift from God. Children are a blessing. I know that our marriage was a gift from God. It was a union between us and God. I know that every time we overcame a struggle, every time we beat the odds, every time they counted us down and out and we surpassed and overcame, that was from God. And I also know that every trial, every test, every stumble was a lesson from God. And in this time, I have prayed now more in this time than I prayed when I was fighting cancer, because I was just so ready to give up. I prayed, but I would always pray and tell God, if you want me to die, then I'll die. But I have prayed so deeply, so intensely, sometimes such tearful prayers that I couldn't even get words out, but I know God understood. Sometimes such loud prayers where I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because I'm angry and I'm frustrated and why? And sometimes quiet prayers that I can barely squeak out because I just feel so empty. But regardless, all of the prayers, all of that time in communication and in an audience with God, I have felt the comfort and the love and the compassion, and I can see how it's working for me. I can see how it's helping me, how it's leading me, and I'm going to keep praying. And I never thought I would be this person, but I am so grateful to have had people in my life to just keep telling me to just keep praying, just keep praying, just keep praying. And even when I felt like my prayers weren't being answered or listened to, I know that he was with me, that he still held his arms around me, our children, our family, our friends, and I'm blessed and grateful for that. And I'm going to keep praying, keep asking God to better me, to grow me, to help me, to support me as a woman, as an individual, as a mother, as a wife, and also around all of our children, to bless them, to keep them safe, to support them, to uplift them, to grow them, around my husband, to build him, to grow him, to strengthen him, to help him see, to support him, to help him forgive himself, for compassion, for healing. And I'm going to continue to pray for our marriage and our family. And I don't know what the result will be, but I am grateful that I have been praying. I am grateful that I can see that the prayers have helped me, even when I thought they weren't, but they were. And because I still got up every day when I didn't want to. And I'm going to keep praying. And I don't know what God's ultimate plan is. I don't know what the future looks like, but I am going to just keep asking God to wrap his arms and his love around us, to continue to pour into us, because ultimately, whether we deserve it or not, we are his children, and he doesn't abandon us. And I would like to think that in my time of complete desperation, where I just simply don't know what to do, I know God's not abandoning me. He will help me see what is supposed to be the path for me, for all of our children, for our family, for my marriage, for my husband. And yes, I do hope that that path is together, stronger, better, Black excellence, the Benders. But if it's not, at least I will know, losing one thing, God must have something in store that will keep me from falling apart and feeling like I lost everything. But that's all I can do, is pray and wait and do the things that I know I need to do. Life goes on. You have to pay bills. You got to get the fuck up. You got to work, bitch. But to the reunification, the rebuilding of love and trust and respect, and of a bond and of a covet and of a marriage. I think God has the power to do that, and I pray that He will do that. And I'm open for whatever path God decides to put me on, to put our family on, to put all the children on, to put my husband on. I might not understand it. I might not like it. It might still make me cry, but I am open to whatever path is ultimately going to heal everyone and grow everyone and make them a better version of themselves, and be full of happiness and love and respect and acceptance and compassion and forgiveness. And I hope that means our family carries forward for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 decades. Our legacy is our children, our black monarchy. And I don't think this hiccup has to be the end. I don't know how to fix it, and I don't know what it looks like going forward, but I think God can heal it. I think God will heal it and fix it and reunite and build us back stronger than ever before. And even if that's not God's plan, whatever the plan is, I'm going to be praying and hoping and watching and waiting and living and learning and growing and praying. And that's all I can do. So that's why you guys haven't seen me. The kids was back to school, so we had to get them back to school. We got one more to get back in school. So it's just been a little hectic, but I've just been praying a lot and seeking guidance and knowledge and wisdom and patience and understanding. So thank you guys for sticking it out with me. I love you guys. I love those who, fucks with me. I fucks with those who fucks with me. I love you, darling. Run the numbers up. Bye.